Here in this video we will take a look at 17 sea monsters from movies and 1 or 2 from TV shows that have been scaled up from their real life counterparts. Yeah, so we will showcase gigantic monsters and creatures from various flicks and then show the size difference as well as appearance relative to the real life animals they're based on, both living and extinct ones. So let's get to it. Let's start with the gulper. The gulper is a Fallout giant twist on an amphibian, a salamander, but one that still retains the juvenile axolotl traits. They are found in swamps and also in the East Coast. These oversized amphibians are territorial and terrifying. They are mutated, with their big mouths ready to snap up prey and swallow humans whole. They're based on salamanders, with the only marine species in real life, the Anderson salamander, which are probably their real life counterparts. Then let's get on to the second one, the electric eel, which is found in the movie called Journey to the Mysterious Island. These eels appear in that movie and they lurk in underwater caves and are a shocking danger to anyone venturing into their territory. Their glimmering scales and electrical discharge gives them a beautiful but deadly appearance. While they do not really differ much in appearance from their real-life counterparts, they are still several times larger. Next we have the giant crab. These monstrous crabs are straight out of the imagination of Jules Verne, and they come to life in the movie adaptation of Mysterious Island. Massive and menacing, they are often shown as both predators and then eventually as a source of food for the stranded survivors there. The red crab, in real life maybe, is the origin point for this monstrous crustacean. The fourth creature here is the giant archelon. So this archelon in 1 million years BC, the movie, is a prehistoric gigantic turtle that takes ancient sea creatures to a whole new level. With its enormous shell and flipper span, it dwarfs the humans around it, as it is the size of a T-Rex, while the real-life extinct archelon is only a fraction of the size, in the range of 4 meters long, as opposed to the 12-meter long creature of the movie. Then next we have TikTok. So the infamous crocodile from Peter Pan, TikTok, is a character with a lot of personality. He's constantly on Captain Hook's tail, literally. Thanks to swallowing both a clock and the captain's hand, he gets that name. This crocodile, like another one that we will showcase later, is based on the saltwater crocodile, or more commonly called down under by the Australians as a salty. At number 6 we have Moby Dick. So this legendary sperm whale called Moby Dick is the antagonist of all whaling nightmares. As seen in the movie In the Heart of the Sea, it's not just any whale but a monstrous cunning beast capable of taking down entire ships. This film brings Melville's fictional Leviathan to life with raw power and ferocity, a true ruler of the ocean, and just slightly bigger than the real-life sperm whales. Next we have another whale. So this one comes from the movie called The Flow. This enigmatic whale in the movie, a short animated film, is less about terror and more about awe. It's depicted as a serene, otherworldly creature, something larger than life. Surprisingly, it has gills and a lot of fins. But it represents nature's beauty and mystery rather than a direct threat in that post-apocalyptic world. It is hard to know the species it came from, but we think it's a grey whale, so you can correct us if we're wrong. So number 8 we have the giant squid from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The giant squid, or also called the kraken there in this Jules Verne classic, is an iconic sea monster. Its massive tentacles wrap around the Nautilus submarine, creating one of the most intense underwater battles in fiction. The cephalopod is estimated to be around 100 feet long, which makes it more than twice longer than the biggest real-life giant squid specimen. Number 9. The giant mutated crocodile. This giant crocodile was a saltwater crocodile that had been infected with the T virus, and it is seen in the Resident Evil of Netflix. It grew to a gargantuan size of more than 30 meters. It was kept dormant in tow beneath a ship for a number of years as a weapon of last resort. Like TikTok of Peter Pan, it is also based on a salty, which were only 7 meters or 23 feet long in real life, although there might be 1 or 2 that have outgrown these estimates but haven't been found out. Anyway, the giant crocodile is way larger than the real life counterpart. Number 10. Precious. Precious is a gigantic whale with a surprisingly friendly personality. In Ice Age 4 Continental Drift, she is Granny's long-lost pet, and for a prehistoric sea creature, she is oddly endearing and even a bit cuddly. Of course, the whale in question, the real-life version, is the Leviathan Melville, which is almost as big as the Megalodon, but Precious here is bigger than any whale that has ever lived. Number 11. The Megalodon. This prehistoric shark in the movie The Meg and The Meg 2 The Trench is what you get if Jaws hit the gym and stays there for a million years. It is bigger, faster and scarier. It dominates the ocean when it breaks free from its ecosystem under the Marianas Trench. This megalodon dwarfs the real-life extinct version by a league of its own, and was hyper-aggressive as well as hyper-carnivorous, and always hungry. The 12th entry here is the gigantic moray eel. So this sea monster is seen in the relatively unknown Amazon series called Nautilus, which is, let's face it, a downgrade from the original Jules Verne story. Anyway, there was one sea monster there that was notable, a gigantic moray eel from an island that seems to be over 40 meters long or even more, and thus 22 times longer than the real-life species, which only is around 6 feet long. Next, the Mosasaurus. So this Mosasaurus steals the show in Jurassic World, especially when it leaps out of the aquarium to snatch a shark dangling in midair, and later even takes down an Indominus Rex that is bigger than a T-Rex. This marine reptile is massive, powerful and even bigger in Jurassic World Dominion, maybe the biggest creature in that universe. The real-life extinct species is not so glamorous as the Jurassic World variant, but still one of the largest aquatic predators to ever roam the seas in prehistoric Earth. Now we come to kaiju sizes. Ebirah, starting with Ebirah from Ebirah Horror of the Deep. So Ebirah, the gigantic crustacean monster from Toho's kaiju films, is both ridiculous and awesome. It is also called the shrimp monster or the shrimp thing. With its enormous claws, it is a formidable enemy for Godzilla, but it's also a bit of a punching bag for the king of the monsters. Still, it makes for a memorable creature in the kaiju roster. The next we have Gamera. So Gamera is the friendliest gigantic turtle you'll ever meet, unless you're a villain. With the ability to fly, yeah really, and shoot plasma and fire, he is a protector of humanity in his own series of films. Kids love him, and enemies of Earth fear him, making him a classic kaiju hero. The closest real-life counterpart to this kaiju is a leatherback turtle that is 6 feet long, not 300 feet as in the case of Gamera. Of course, we can't forget Godzilla 1998 or TriStarzilla. This version of Godzilla trades the classic radioactive lizard look for a more dinosaur-like design. While divisive amongst fans, it's undeniably massive and destructive and yet easily killable. The 1998 Godzilla is based on a mutated marine iguana inside an egg that was irradiated and mutated, while Godzilla here, when it is fully grown, is 60 meters tall. With a long tail, a die-hard fan has estimated its length to be 143 meters, which is almost 100 times longer than the real-life counterpart, which is the marine iguana that is 6 feet long. Then lastly we have the giant octopus from the movie It Came From Beneath the Sea. This 1950s creature feature brought us a tentacle horror that embodies humanity's fear of the deep, thalassophobia. The stop-motion effects by Ray Harryhausen makes it a classic iconic monster. The giant octopus wreaked havoc on ships and destroyed the Golden Gate Bridge. Well, I think that's the Golden Gate Bridge. Maybe another one in the West Coast. Correct me if I'm wrong. While the real-life species, the giant octopus, while it sounds big, can't fit inside a backpack since it's very, very soft, even though its leg span is 15 feet across. So that's the difference in size. And so with that, we come to the end of the video. Do hit the like button for support and also subscribe if you haven't. Till the next time, take care fam.